Hello, my name is Mihir, and I'm a rising junior at St. Francis High School. And for my starter project, I also did the Minty Boost. So I picked it because I thought it was pretty cool that you could charge your phone with AA batteries, something I've never seen before. And I also thought it would be a good introduction to engineering. So moving on from that, this was my main project, which is a running form shoe tracker. My motivation for this project was pretty much when people think of running, they don't really think of the form too much. And form is pretty important in running. It can lead to a lot of injuries. So that's why for this shoe, my goal was to make a shoe that could track their running form throughout their run, and then hopefully prevent any injuries if the running form was bad. So there's a little demo video. So this is like a dashboard that I use, and you can see the three sensors on the left. There are three sensors that I use in my shoe itself. They're underneath the insole, and so when I press these sensors, you can see on the graph that the values go up. So the more I press, the values go up. And then over here, I'm tilting my shoe. So I have an accelerometer on the shoe, so that calculates the tilt, and the two gauges at the bottom, you can see the X and Y values. So based on the tilt, I can also make predictions on injuries. So how this actually works is inside the shoe, like in the insole, there are three pressure sensors called force sensitive resistors, and how they work is that they're made out of a conductive polymer, so that when they're pressed, they change the resistance of the entire circuit. And then for the accelerometer, how that works is that it has microscopic crystals inside. So when the accelerative forces are placed on these crystals, they're put under stress, which then causes the voltage to change. So when I get the data from these sensors, I then send it to that dashboard that you saw. And how I did this was I connected my Arduino to the Wi-Fi using a library called Wi-Fi 101. And then after connecting my Arduino to the Wi-Fi, I used another library called Thingsboard, which is the name of that dashboard, to connect it to the specific server. And so after that, all I had to do was make charts and graphs, register my devices, and then that displayed over there. So probably the most challenging part about my project was using this Arduino. It's called the Arduino MKR1000. And this is a Wi-Fi module. So a lot of the information online is for the ESP8266, which is a Bluetooth module. Since I'm using a Wi-Fi module, I had to find all the information myself using the library. And there was not much code very handy. So since it was my first time ever using an Arduino, it took some time for me to learn how to do that. And for any modifications that I plan on making, I might want to try to add some machine learning so that I can recognize some trends in the running pattern, hopefully make some more accurate predictions. And then also another modification is maybe get a better shoe and not my dad's old running shoes. So yeah, and then overall, I had a great time at Blue Stand. I learned many new things. This was probably the first time I ever made a project from start to finish all by myself. And also I met a ton of great people, made a lot of friends, and yeah, I had a great time.
So I saw that you have a dashboard on a computer. Are you planning to make that into an app that people can use?
So right now the dashboard's on a website, so you could open that on your phone, computer, whatever you want. Yeah.
So did Thingsboard have anything in particular that you like, or why did you choose that over other
Yeah, so I tried multiple different dashboards. One of them was called Finger.io, which I thought I was going to use before. The problem with that was that when I got my Arduino finally connected, every time I press the sensors or whatever, I would only get a data point every 30 minutes, or sorry, every 10 minutes. And so when you're running, it doesn't make sense. Like if you make a 30-minute run and you only get 3 data points, it doesn't really help. So that's why Thingsboard, I was able to get a data value every second, so I was able to make more analysis with that.
Is it storing any data locally or no?
There is history
immediately.
So the dashboard does have history. There's a picture. So that bottom picture over there, so today was actually the first time I ever tried wearing my shoe. I didn't want to break it before that. But I did like a little jog around the classroom that's like all the data that I got. So these are the 3 bore sensors underneath the shoe, and so this is like a previous history that I had that was stored. So I think this dashboard can store about 30 days of history.
Why did you try the Wi-Fi sensor and not the Bluetooth?
So at first, like, I didn't really know there was an ESP8266. Probably in the future, I would probably switch it to Bluetooth because realistically, if you're outside on a run, there's no Wi-Fi that you can
Right.
connect to. So it'd probably be better to connect to your phone's Bluetooth.
Yeah.
So I'd probably make that change afterwards.
And those are available, right?
Yeah,
The
they-
Bluetooth ones are available.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You had 3 sensors?
I have 3 force sensors and then 1 accelerometer for toe. So for example, if you're running on like the side of your foot, probably bad for your ankles.
And is 3 the optimal number?
So right now I have 1 in the heel and then 1 on the outside of your foot and then 1 on like the ball of your foot. And so I kind of picked those points because yeah, they're probably the most optimal for making injury predictions. Especially the heel. The heel is probably the most important. It leads to a lot of knee injuries and that's pretty common in people. So, yeah.
So in terms of positioning of the sensors, was it something what doctor recommended, or
It was
it's a medical recommendation
I
for
just
you?
looked up stuff.
Okay.
Yes, so are you planning to add like those annoying voice alerts saying slow down, too much impact, corrective action taken?
So I was thinking of adding a message on the dashboard saying like, if you're putting too much pressure on your heel, for example, that bad running form. But the problem right now is that I can only send 5 data points to my dashboard, and right now that's 3 sensors and then the X and Y
Maybe a
coordinates.
good idea to add on the shoes.
On the shoes.
Yeah, and LEDs, right? The red ones, like,
Yeah.
beautiful, right?
But
Green is all good.
You could start speaking, running in a park or in your neighborhood, it says stop, high impact.
Yeah, Laura did tell me to add a buzzer saying.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Get some funding from these guys and add it.
What's the battery like?
Oh, right now, so I'm using this anchor over here. So it's a pretty good amount. I've only charged it once since I've ever gotten it, and that's like 3 weeks ago. So it's pretty long.
Are you planning to put this on both shoes?
Yeah, right now I only have it 1, but it'll probably be the most optimal.
Now that the technical difficulties are solved, do you want to show the video from beginning to end?
A little.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, that's funny. Is it comfortable?
It's pretty comfortable, honestly. Since I put all of the wires and like the sensors underneath the insole, there's a lot of padding, and then I also added some cotton balls and stuff.
Can you show the audience?
Yeah. So inside you can't really see any wires.
How are you going to pull the battery though?
Right now, so one of the modifications that I did also want to do was make a 3D printed model for like a little holder to maybe put on the side here, and then it wouldn't be in your faces.
Is the shoe STD going to be motivation factor for you to run now?
Another smart one.
Running is a lot of work. So the video is playing behind me. I was just pushing the sensors, and then you can see the graphs changing, and then you can see the gauges changing. Those are the 3 sensors that are pressed: blue, green, and red for the 3 different sensors. Yeah.
So I did not see the injury prediction though.
So right now, I don't have any like good injury predicting like model yet. So I'm probably gonna add that for the machine learning. But yeah.
What's some of the stuff that you learned about how to predict injuries? Like, why are you using 3 force sensors?
So like again, that was probably the most optimal. And so I did read up some stuff online based on the heel, tilt, mainly focused on those 2 because those are the only sensors that I'm using. But yeah, later on, hopefully I can add some more sensors that would improve that.
Feature request. If you're going to have a battery shoe, can you make it self-lace?
You have the robotic arm for that.
Oh, God.